What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the Heat Report. Welcome back to a brand new video where we talk all things Heat basketball. And guys, we are down 3-0 to the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. I'm here to talk to you guys about everything that happened in this game and where do we go from here. The series is most likely over. So make sure you guys, stay till the end. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you guys are the OGs, and comment down below what you guys thought about this game. We are less than 50 subs away from 600, so if you guys want to join the community, I really appreciate it. So yeah, show some love, man. Show some love. This channel is growing by the day, and it's very nice to see. Let's get right into it though. Well, before we even talk about this game, first of all, congratulations Bucks fans, congratulations Milwaukee Bucks, GG's, great series from you guys. Bucks fans have infested my comments, and they're talking their trash, and man, I can't even be mad at it, because I was one who's like, oh, I got Heat in 6, and I look like a clown now. The fact that we're down 3-0, so, and we all know, like, in the history of the NBA, whenever a team is down 3-0, they usually do not come back. Actually, I don't think they ever come back. So when a team is down 3-0, the series is over. So assuming that the series is over and something crazy does not happen, GG's to the Bucks. GG's to Bucks fans. And yeah, I mean, y'all played a great series. I think everyone calling the Heat bubble flukes and bubble frauds and all that stuff. I mean, I get it, but I think that it's kind of just taking away from the fantastic job that the Bucks have actually done. They deserve a lot more credit than what they've been given. It's being talked about the Heat. Like, first of all, we were not really favored to win this series, but people had it going 6-7 games. So the fact that the Bucks are on the cusp of getting it done in 4, they deserve a lot of credit. And I think that they should be getting more credit than they are. I mean, people are making it about the Heat, but it should be about the Bucks. Sweeping the Heat is not really easy to do. Like we saw, last year the Lakers couldn't do it either. So yeah, shout out to the Bucks. They played an amazing series. I think they will get it done. I don't really have confidence in this team. But as far as the game is concerned, obviously we started off slow as per usual, as the theme is in this series. I'm kind of surprised that we went away from the Duncan Robinson handoffs. I know I was one who was like, we shouldn't be running that every time, but I wasn't expecting us to stop running it. Like, Duncan Robinson was just doing cardio out there. Like, he wasn't really doing much. I would have liked to have seen him cut more if he wasn't having dribble handoffs ran for him, because at least he would have been effective in that way. He cut once and got a wide open layup. But yeah, didn't really utilize Duncan, which I think was the big theme between games 1 and then 2 and 3. In game 1, the game started off with Duncan Robinson hitting 3 threes. So yeah, the fact that in that game he had 24, and the Bucks, the Bucks played basically virtually the same defense. Lopez was sagging off, and we didn't really capitalize. I thought Jimmy was good. But in this game, you got to be great. Like, 19 points is cool. I know he was subbed out halfway through the fourth, but we got to see those finals performances from Jimmy, because no one else was stepping up. I thought the defense was all right. I was talking to some people. They were like, man, what is going on with Spo? He's making no adjustments. I'm like, he is making some adjustments. I don't think this is on Spo. People can say, is this on Spo? That can be a side, and some people can say it's on the players. I'm gonna say it's on the players. I don't think this is Spo's fault. I think that Spo, has done a lot that he can with this roster. I just think that this roster is very limited. I really do. I don't think this roster is as well constructed as a lot of Heat fans think it is. I think, we're stuck in a false reality that this roster is the same roster it is from last year, bar a couple of players being different. Like, that's not true. And let me tell you why. Because last year when we went to the finals, Jimmy Butler was playing like an all-star. Bam Adebayo was playing like an all-star. Goran Dragic was playing like an all-star, and Tyler Hero was playing like a very, 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 very good role player. Now, until Game 3, Jimmy Butler has been MIA. Bam Adebayo has been MIA. Goran Dragic has not been the same player. Tyler Hero has been not good whatsoever. And for Tyler, I feel a little bit sympathetic because he's not really getting the minutes. He's kind of being thrown out there at random times. I get that he's not really been able to find a rhythm. Goran, I can kind of see why. He is regressing a little bit in my opinion. I don't think he is the same player. He's definitely not as explosive. That injury really, I think, affected him. Bam, I don't think there's any excuse, man. I don't think there's any excuse for Bam. I mean, he was taking shots. He just was not making them. I think with Bam, we gotta see that offensive game being refined. It's gonna be very easy to beat us in a 7-game series. If Bam Adebayo is unable to shoot the jumper, not even a 3, even a mid-range jumper that he had in this year, teams still don't respect it. So yeah, he needs to add some of that more touch as far as offensive game is concerned in his bag. Like when Bam came into the league, he was never considered a scorer. So the fact that he's averaging 19 points per game in the regular season is something that we have to be impressed by, because no one really expected Bam to become this player that he is right now. But fans are becoming frustrated because we paid him the max, and in the playoffs hasn't really showed up, right? So I think it's just a matter of fact for Bam that he has to refine his offensive game. He has to make sure that he has an offensive bag when we're going into next season. Like, the mid-range jump shots are cool, but people still don't respect them. Add a 3 if you want to. If you need to add a 3, add a 3. Because I think Bam can shoot. I legit think that Bam has range. For some odd reason, he's not either being allowed to shoot or he isn't really demonstrating his abilities in practice. I don't know. But I think in this day and age, you need to have, your power forward / center. It's very advantageous if they can shoot, especially one of your best players. Like it's very rare that both of the best players on the team cannot really shoot. Like that never happens. If you want to talk about Giannis, like Giannis is not a shooter, but they surrounded him with guys who can really, really shoot the ball. So the problem is we already have Jimmy out there who's not really a threat from the 3-point line. So Bam is going to have to expand his range for next year. That's going to have to happen. Very disappointed by his performance in this series, but I mean, at least in this game, you can't fault him. He took shots. He took the shots. And in game 1 and 2, he did not take the shots that we were trying to get him to take, but I think he did take some of those shots that we told him we were asking him to take, and they just didn't fall. It was like that for a lot of the players. I thought we got a lot of great looks, to be honest, man. I don't think the Bucks really did anything that well. Obviously, which is kind of stupid for me to say because they kind of blew us out, but I mean, I didn't really see the Bucks, running away with it. Like the score was like 10 plus from the beginning, but like I thought we defended them pretty well. They only had 49 at halftime. I thought if we knocked down some of those shots that we had, like some of the gimmies, some of the easy layups, the easy or wide open threes, like it could have been down to single digits by halftime. And in the second half, when you're playing catch up, your Spo had to gamble. He had to put 3 guards in there. That just gives up a lot of defensive, capability for a lineup. So yeah, we were just playing catch up out there because we weren't really able to hit shots. So I mean, it's unfortunate, but in a way, I'm not glad that we lost. Obviously, I hate to lose. You guys can probably hear it. I lost my voice. I was so pissed. Like, I'm still mad. Not as mad as I was after game 2. I'm more disappointed than mad. But in a way, I think the only positive that can come out from this is if we're sitting here in a couple months' time and Pat Riley is dramatically reconstructing this roster, because I think this is that's what needs to be done. We said that this roster is not good enough to win a championship, and we're losing in the first round right now to a team that we beat last year. And let's be honest, their team is better. But maybe it's time that Pat Riley does what Milwaukee Bucks front office did. Eric Bledsoe was not working. They lost in 5 to us. They flipped Eric Bledsoe, got a Drew Holiday, who's been a big X factor for the Bucks, and got a guy like Bobby Portis off the bench, who was a big upgrade over Marvin Williams, who they had last year. They got a lot of guys. Bryn Forbes off the bench, PJ Tucker off the bench. They did a lot of things that put them in a position to become a contender. That's what Pat Riley needs to do. It's cool having guys like Trevor Ariza on the team. It's cool having guys like a lot of these guys who are temporary solutions. I love using that term because I think it really applies to Pat Riley's strategies sometimes. Like Jay Crowder, as much as we love what he did, it was a temporary solution. He was an expiring contract, and Pat Riley picked him up to help us for that finals push. He was not. I don't think he was part of the long-term plans because we let him go. We weren't willing to pay what he wanted. Victor Oladipo. I don't know if this is a temporary solution or not. I think it was a temporary solution because I think we traded him thinking that he was going to play healthy. But we're going to have to see if we re-sign him or not, because if we don't, that's another temporary solution that we gave up assets for. Trevor Ariza, we didn't give up anything for, but that's another temporary solution as well. We're not really finding guys who are going to be permanent players on this team for the future. We're just trying to, it's like when you have a broken doorknob on your door, right? And instead of, calling someone to fix it or getting the materials yourself to fix it, you're trying to put tape on it, or you're trying to put, some Velcro or glue or whatever on it, just so that it temporarily sticks, and you don't really have to go out of your way to, purchase something that you're gonna have to spend money for. And that's what I think Pat Riley's doing with the Heat. I'm not saying he's at fault. I'm not blaming Pat Riley, but some of the moves I don't think have been right. Like Trevor Ariza, I think it's a good fit for the team, but starting at the power forward position on a team with championship aspirations, I don't think Trevor Ariza is a guy like that. I would love him to come off the bench, but not starting, no. Especially because he can't hit a shot for his life right now. And you know what's even more important, like what I was talking about? That 4-5 position is going to have to be figured out for the future. That and the point guard position, because and maybe even the shooting guard position, because Bam has played with a different player he's played with 3 or 4 different partners, or 5 different partners in the past 2 seasons. He started off with Myers Leonard, then he went to Jay Crowder, then he went to Maurice Harkless, then he went to Kelly Olynyk, and now he's playing with Trevor Ariza. That's 5 players that Bam Adebayo has had to share the front court with. How do you expect a player like that to develop chemistry? Our one of our cornerstones of our franchise, to develop chemistry, to develop an understanding with a guy that he probably knows is gone in a couple months, because that's how it's been. Myers Leonard was gone. Myers Leonard was taken out of the starting lineup after the regular season. Jay Crowder was gone after the playoffs. Mo Harkless was gone after a couple of weeks. Kelly Olynyk was gone at the trade deadline. Trevor Ariza is probably going to be gone at the end of the season. We need to have a guy who we can pair alongside Bam and say, listen, you're going to be alongside Bam, and we're going to play you and Bam together for the for not only this year, but for probably the next 2 to 3 years. We need someone to play with Bam like that. Or we need someone that's very close. The drop off between Jay Crowder and Trevor Ariza, I know people like to say, it's not that big, but it is big. Trevor Ariza, there's a reason he was not really playing for a team. And I know Dwayne Dedmon wasn't either, but Dwayne Dedmon, I believe, was injured. I think Trevor Ariza, there's a reason, man. I think Jay Crowder is a much better shooter, and he's a stronger defender. I think Trevor Ariza is a very good player, but he's nowhere near what Jay Crowder was. And we have to do the same at the point guard position as well, because who is going to be starting at the backcourt next season is what we have to figure out. We know we have Jimmy at the 3. We know we have Bam at the 5 or the 4, no matter, well, I mean, not no matter, but depending on who we bring in with him. But that backcourt has to be fixed. I do not see Duncan Robinson being taken out of the starting lineup. I know a lot of people, think that might want, him to be benched so that they can start 2 guys who can create their own shot, but it's not going to happen because Duncan is a guy that the coaching staff knows how important he is to the offense, and it's a shame that we did not really utilize him today. I think we could have really capitalized because we were not really using the dribble handoff on plays where Brook Lopez was sagging off really, really deep. But who is going to start at the backcourt next season? I think it'll be Tyler and Duncan, but Victor Oladipo is poised to come back in November, right? If he comes back in November and let's say he's on our team, is he starting for us or is he coming off the bench? What are we doing then? Because we need to have the reason that, this team has been up and down, so up and down this season is because I think we've had the most lineup changes in the league. I don't think anyone has changed their starting lineup more than we have. And I know some of that was due to COVID and injuries, but even like tactical reasons, even like strategical reasons, like we haven't really had a consistent starting lineup for a long time. And last year I thought we really did have continuity. I know injuries and COVID play a part in this, so which is why I think we'll bounce back next season. We won't have all this nonsense with people missing games due to health and safety protocols, all that, garbage. We won't have all that, but we still have to figure out a consistent starting lineup that we're going to be using for next season and a consistent bench that we're going to be using for next season. We can't have players being in and out where you have a guy that's starting for 10 games, suddenly you're bringing him off the bench. Like, I feel sorry for Tyler. I think Tyler has taken a lot of criticism, and I'm not a guy who's like, I've been an advocate for saying if the right trade comes, I don't think Tyler should be untouchable. But I feel sorry for the kid because he's gone through about 10 different injuries this season. I'm pretty sure he's had health and safety protocols or COVID or something like that. He's been a starter once, then he's been taken out, thrown onto the bench. Sometimes is getting about 10 minutes per game. He's not getting used sometimes. And then he's not really getting a rhythm, man. And I think we have to fix this for next season. Who is going to be the fixed rotation? You can't have guys getting minutes out of nowhere. I know you want people to stay ready, but NBA players, they get affected by this. Not everyone is Kendrick Nunn. And I credit K Nunn a lot because he is a guy that there's very few players like him where no matter where he's playing, he's going to stay ready. Where was Bielitsa this whole series? He was basically, I think, damn near our second best player behind Jimmy. He was getting MVP chance. That's how bad it was. So, yeah, man, I know I'm all over the place right now with this ranting, but it's just frustration, disappointment, everything. I know you guys are probably all feeling the same way. I will be doing a video previewing free agency. I know I already did one, but I feel like so much has changed based on what's happened. Like, Oladipo's gotten injured, and we've had a very disappointing end to the season, assuming that we lose on, I don't even know when Game 4 is. When is it? Saturday? Yeah, whenever Game 4 is. Assuming we lose that, we've had a very disappointing end to the season. What I do want is just do not get swept, bro. Please do not get swept. I know people will be like, man, just end the misery, just end the season. But no, I do not want to get swept by the Bucks. No way. If you have some sense of pride, please win one game at least for us. I'm not asking you to win the series. I know you're probably not going to do it. You're down 3-0. Just please win a game. Do not get swept by the Bucks. But yeah, man, it's just frustration. You guys are all probably feeling frustrated as well, man. I'm not really sure where the Heat go from here. So if you guys really have any, ideas or anything that you guys think the Heat can do from here, make sure y'all leave that in the comment section below. Like I said before, GG's to the Bucks fans, GG's to Milwaukee Bucks. I was getting a little bit cocky with the thumbnails, So I apologize for being confident in my team. They let a lot of us down, but I do think that you guys should be, praised a lot more than you guys are. A lot of people are talking about the Heat like we were favored to win the series, instead of talking about the Bucks, who have done an exceptional job by being on the cusp of sweeping a team that they lost in 5-2 last year. So GG's to all Bucks fans, and to all Heat fans, man. The pain will be temporary. I do believe that major changes will happen in the offseason, whether it's in free agency, whether it's through trade. The team cannot come back the same, especially on how we ended the season. I've seen people saying fire Spo again. Like, it's not gonna happen, bro. I don't think, no matter what happens, I don't think Spo's gonna ever be fired from the Heat. I think Pat has too much respect for him. He's done too much for the organization. There's no way that Spo's gonna be fired. So cut it out with all that. But yeah, man, I'll see y'all later as always. This was a very, very long video, so make sure y'all smash the like and subscribe and comment down below what you guys think about this, about what you guys thought about this video. And I'll see y'all later as always. Peace.